YouTube fam. So welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk anti-MLM again. So basically the way that I want to structure these videos now is because a lot of you have sent me so many things about your stories, memes, all that kind of stuff, which keep the memes coming because they're really funny. So I just want to preface this with, I don't think any of the consultants, retailers, distributors of MLMs are terrible people, and I don't think that you are, any less of a human. I don't support the MLM structure. So while you might say that I'm not supporting your business, you're correct, because it's not you, so don't take it personally. It's not that I'm not supporting you. If you were to go and actually create your own business, then yeah, I'd support you. But because you're part of an MLM, I'm not going to support you. I'm sorry, I don't support that business model. And also wanted to point out too, I had 2 comments on my last video where people had actually said that I didn't mention something properly about the law when it comes to legal MLMs. So there is something called the 70-30 rule. Basically what that means is if you are making 70% of your money from just the product and only 30% comes from your downline, then it's considered a legal MLM. It's not considered a pyramid scheme or an illegal MLM. The way that I wanted to structure it is basically talk about one person's story in the beginning and maybe add a meme to the beginning, and then I'll get into whatever MLM I'm diving into that day. Or in that video. So for today, I'm gonna put all of the memes and stuff up on the screen. Let me grab my phone so that I can look at this. So because it's October, I wanted to go with a little bit of a Halloween theme to kick this one off. So I'm gonna put the meme up on the screen. Now, I found this hilarious. I'm sorry if this offends anyone. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not sorry if this offends anyone. It's funny. So, anyway, I wanted to move on to my friend's story who, after I made my first anti-MLM video, she had messaged me because it just so happened that someone had pitched to her. And so basically, she's part of this Facebook group, and it's all about health, wellness, life, that sort of thing. It's basically supposed to be like an uplifting group full of positivity and everything like that. So the person who's in charge of it is a life coach, and so she had talked about in a post about how she was feeling so much better and how she lost so much weight. So you probably already know which MLM I'm going to talk about. And so she basically said, if you're interested, let me know. So of course my friend commented on it because this is the last person that she would have thought would be part of an MLM. So she had messaged her, and I guess this girl had gotten so many messages that she created one big message for everybody. So she went on with her pitch. And so then my friend had asked me, hey, does this sound like a pitch? And as soon as I started reading it, I texted her back and I was like, girl, this is a pitch for Beachbody. They reworded certain things from when I was in Beachbody, but this is a pitch for Beachbody. I'm so sorry that you're getting this. So then, right after I say that, she tells me that the girl actually proceeded to say that she's part of Beachbody and she didn't want to join it because of all of the ickiness around it and all that kind of stuff. Initially, some people responded, most people said no, some people said, yeah, send me more details, blah, blah, blah. So she had given the price for everything. Apparently, Beachbody has increased their price from the time that I was a coach, which already at that point it was kind of pricey. And so I was kind of a little bit taken aback by it because if anything, you should probably lower your prices because your shit sucks. And so anyway, long story short, that was what happened to my friend, and my friend is extremely anti-MLM. So shout out to her. Not going to say her name because she didn't want me to mention her name or give screenshots of the chat because she didn't want the girl eventually finding out about it. So thanks, girl, and let's move on to who we're talking about today. So of course you've all heard about Lularoe, those god-awful leggings and clothing, and I don't care if they feel like butter, they're fugly, okay? I haven't used that word since high school, but I'm gonna say it, they're fugly. So basically, I know that there's been a lot of talk about Lularoe, and a few people are actually saying, or allegedly saying, that there's possible filing for bankruptcy, and there's possibly that Lularoe is done. Now, I wanted to go into a few things because I did do a little bit of research, and I don't want to go into detail because there are so many videos out there, anti-MLM videos, talking about Lularoe. So I just want to do a quick summary of what I found. So first and foremost, if you've never heard about Lularoe, if you see all of those crazy prints of leggings and clothing on Facebook Lives, that's what it is. Lularoe was started by this woman named Deanne, and her story is really great. I mean, where she came from, how this all came about. I'll leave a link to a YouTube video below that's kind of, I guess they're trying to kind of change the image of the brand, and it's called The Untold Story of Lularoe. And basically, this woman, Deanne, she talks about how she was a stay-at-home mom and she wanted to be able to provide for her family, and she went to some kind of, the video made it seem like it was like some kind of farmer's market or flea market, whatever you want to call it. So she went there and she saw this guy selling a ton of little girl dresses. And so she saw the prices and she was like, more people need to know about this because this is an awesome price. She came up with this idea to contact the guy who's in charge of all of these dresses and let him know, hey, if I host a party where you bring all of these dresses, and if I sell X amount, can I get a couple of free dresses or dresses at a discount or whatever was said in the video? And he said, yeah, absolutely, that'd be awesome. Well, so the party, there were so many people there because she called a ton of people that she knew. There were so many people there that there was no parking for blocks. And which is awesome, right? Like, you're helping someone else's business, that's awesome, and you get something out of it as well. And so that eventually spiraled into, because she said how she really liked sewing, which I can respect her for that, because as someone who was a fashion minor, and I come from a family, my grandmother was a professional seamstress, and my mom learned from her, and I learned from the both of them. And so I respect her for that aspect, that she wanted to create a clothing brand and that she actually knew stuff behind creating clothing. It just kind of snowballed and it became this big thing. And it started off with, I think it said in the video that there were 10 retailers, which is great. I think that if, this business would have been more of, maybe let's say more of like a franchise or something of that nature, it would have been a little bit better. But so they even say in the video that they wanted stay-at-home moms to be able to provide for their family while also being able to stay home with their children. So if you watch my last video, that is one of the people that they prey on in these MLMs. So they literally said it out loud in this video, which proves the point that everyone makes about anti-MLM, that it targets stay-at-home moms. And they started growing, and then they started making this into an MLM. Just watch the Vice documentary. I talked about that in my last video as well. I'll leave a link for that again below because I feel like more people need to see that even if you get to the very top of Lularoe, you can still fail. And so I guess this is the part where I want to get into Lularoe, and I have my laptop here and I have notes because I wanted to make sure that I got everything down properly. So if you see me looking over at my laptop or my notes, that is why. So let's first talk about the Lularoe onboarding packages, which I will leave a screenshot here. Now let's get into it. So the initial order package, which is number 1, you get 290 pieces. What does that say? And you have to pay $4,925.75. What kind of bullshit is that? $5,000, because you gotta pay for shipping and tax, right? $5,000 to buy into these ugly ass clothes. They are the ugliest clothes I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't give a shit if they feel like butter. They are so hideous, okay? Then order package number 2, you get 390 pieces, and the total is $6,678.50. Now, just so you know, I can't see my screen because I don't have my glasses on, so just make sure that you look at the original screenshot that I put. Now, order package number 3 is 515 pieces, and it's $9,058.25. Almost $10,000. Almost $10,000 for a buy-in amount. What the fuck? Then there's an add-on package. Total number of pieces, 105. And it's for a sale of a whopping $2,047.25. Now, the reason why they try to get you the add-on package after looking at it is because that's the one where you actually get these leggings, okay? The leggings that everyone talks about that have all of the ugly-ass prints on them. So if you do number 1 package, which let's just round it up, $5,000, and then you do the add-on package of $2,000, give or take, $7,000. $7,000 fucking dollars for the original buy-in. Can I say that again? $7,000. What possesses a person to sign up with Lularoe for $7,000? That to me is insane, okay? Look, I'm fucking speechless. Next topic. I will leave a screenshot above of the 2016 income disclosure statement from Lularoe right now. According to that disclosure statement, I'm going to be reading because I have all my notes here. With the lowest starter pack being approximately $5,000, okay? Keep that in mind. 99.84% of retailers or distributors only see a bonus of $6,781 annually, and here's the kicker, that's not actually a profit, because then you still have to subtract that initial buy-in of $5,000, which in the end you'll make less than $2,000 in an entire year of busting your ass selling on these Facebook Lives. And from all of the videos of ex-Lularoe consultants out there, you don't just buy that buy-in one, that first buy-in package. You have to continuously buy more and more inventory because they basically force you to do it. Well, they don't force you to do it, it's entirely up to you, but let's be honest, these Han bots are really manipulative, especially upline people. They are so manipulative. Also, keep in mind that you don't get to pick what you get from Lularoe. You get a mystery box, basically, every time. So, let that sink in. Only 0.3% make approximately 1.1 million in a year. 0.3% is probably those original 10 retailers that started with Lularoe back before anyone knew about Lularoe, which was, I forget the year, I think they started with the idea in like 2002 or something. I don't know. But basically Dan had people selling. Remember the story in the beginning of the guy that had all the little girl dresses? Well, she had a team of women that were doing that, and then she came up with the idea of Lularoe. So that original team went with her in Lularoe. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the class action lawsuits. I'm going to read this to you from the website that I found. That's called pyramidclassaction.com. On October 23rd, 2017, the Arnold Law Firm filmed a nationwide putative class action lawsuit against Lularoe on behalf of anyone who has been a Lularoe consultant within the past 4 years. Because the company's consultant contract states that any disputes are to be resolved in California pursuant to California law. The complaint was filed in U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. The case was assigned to District Judge Stephen V. Wilson and Magistrate Judge Sherry Pym, located in Riverside. The complaint alleges that Lularoe operated what is called an endless chain scheme in California law. In this type of unlawful scheme, people are recruited into a purported business in order to recruit others. The focus is on getting more participants to join the scheme instead of selling products to actual customers. This kind of organization is unlawful because it is virtually destined to collapse, especially for the people at the bottom. The complaint alleges that Lularoe obtained upwards of $1 billion through operating such a scheme. The complaint does some basic math. 80,000 reported consultants times $5,000 buy-in for the starter kit equals $400 million. And then there were the purchases that followed. That's a summary of the class action lawsuit. And then I will also post a screenshot of the actual complaint. I'll leave a link to it below. I'll post a screenshot of the first page, just that you can, see it. So, with all of that being said, like this whole thing said before, there are 80,000 consultants just in the U.S. Why would you sign up? There's 80,000 consultants in the U.S. alone. How the fuck do you think you're gonna make any money? This market is so fucking saturated. How are you going to make any money? Like, for the people that still sign up with Lularoe, after all of the stuff that's out there, after the Vice documentary, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. And, in the Vice documentary, it shows these different women who made different types of income from Lularoe, one of which was one of the ones that was on top. She had to sell her home. She had to sell her home because of the debt that she was in with Lularoe. That is ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. With all of this being said, I don't see how this is a good business model. And I really don't understand why anybody would sign up with Lularoe after all of this information, especially all the information that's out there. But, I mean, who am I to, just trying to save future Hunbots one at a time from signing up with these bullshit companies. And yeah, but hopefully you like this video. I will be bringing you more anti-MLM videos. I also created a Facebook group, which I will leave a link below, which is all about anti-MLM. And I also wanted to give a quick shout out to the recovering Hunbot, who was the first comment on my last MLM video. And her and I actually talked through email quite a number of times. And basically, you know, she shared my video, which thank you so much for that. And she's also an ex-Hun bot, so obviously, judging by her name. So I will leave a link to everything that I talked about in this video in the description box. And oh, that is such an ugly card. So I'll leave everything in the description box, and see you guys next time in the next anti-MLM video. I have no idea what that was. That was really embarrassing. All right, bye.